Hi, my name is Tisha Godfrey, and I will be presenting my resources, instructional strategies, and supporting activities for the STEM disciplines. Teachers play an integral role in the education of today's students in the 4 STEM disciplines by providing effective instruction, support, guidance, and engagement opportunities. Engaging students in the learning of the STEM disciplines through a variety of techniques and strategies gives all students, regardless of learning ability, the opportunity to explore these subject areas and topics. Science education typically addresses the topics of earth science, space, biology, chemistry, and physics, and has increasingly become more widely prevalent in the K-12 education in recent years. Credits in science-related subjects are commonly required for graduation at the secondary education level, with many states requiring the passing of a minimum of 2 years in science education courses. There are many wonderful resources available to educators today when planning and creating science curriculum and lessons. In April of 2013, the Next Generation Science Standards were released. This is a wonderful resource for educators as it is a set of standards that prepares students to be better decision makers and deepens their understanding of core science concepts while also engaging them in relevant contexts. The Next Generation Science Standards have 3 distinct but equally important dimensions that work together to help students gain an understanding of science over time. While using these guidelines is voluntary in many states, they are excellent in that they reintroduce students to the same topics year after year, but work to build on the knowledge gained from the prior year, deepening students' understanding and ultimately linking concepts with one another over time. Another resource to consider when teaching science is the National Science Foundation website. The National Science Foundation provides teachers with links to coloring pages, videos, and websites on different science topics, such as earth science, space, ocean exploration, climate and energy, geology, health, and many more. When teaching science, it is important to consider instructional strategies that will complement the lessons and allow for all students to be engaged as well as successful in achieving the learning outcomes. One strategy to consider in teaching science is inquiry-based instruction. Inquiry-based instruction involves supporting students as they investigate questions using data as evidence to answer the questions. Inquiry-based instruction is thought to promote scientific literacy while also improving both understanding and engagement. Additional strategies to consider include providing opportunities for students to engage in discourse, or turn and talk, think, pair, and share, working in small groups, and asking open-ended questions. Some activities to consider that can enhance science education and promote student engagement in the sciences include going on field trips, both in person and virtually, and participating in labs, both hands-on and virtual. A great website available for virtual field trips is Discovery Education. Discovery Education allows teachers to take students to different areas of the world without ever having to leave the classroom. Teachers can provide students with virtual laboratory experiences in a variety of different science topics using the Gizmo app or website. Gizmo is a website that offers over 400 math and science-related interactive labs that give each student the opportunity to prepare, predict, and prove different scientific theories, including the concepts of gravity, friction, and many more. Technology education can be interpreted in a number of ways. It can relate to the use of technology in an educational or instructional capacity through the use of films, videos, computers, smartboards, and the internet. Or it can refer to the tools or manipulatives used by those in the STEM fields, such as scales, calculators, microscopes, telescopes, supercomputers, models, and computer programs. Technology education can also refer to the understanding of how things are made in the areas of manufacturing, construction, transportation, and telecommunications. One resource that teachers may find useful for educating students in the discipline of technology is Edutopia. Edutopia is a website that provides teachers with new tools and strategies to help connect the students to the high-tech driven society that we live in today. It contains links to many other websites that teachers will find useful and has wonderful ideas on how teachers can integrate more technology into their classrooms and lessons. An additional general resource for educators integrating technology into their classrooms is the Office of Educational Technology. The Office of Educational Technology provides teachers with toolkits that focus on using technology to connect to other teachers and incorporates tailored professional learning experiences in how to integrate technology into the classroom. The Office of Educational Technology also provides educators with a variety of immersive and interactive games that allow students to explore different topics within their 21st century classroom. When integrating technology into the classroom, it is important to consider instructional strategies that will ensure full participation of all students in the class. One strategy to consider is the use of student-centered learning, sometimes referred to as learner-centered education. Student-centered learning is a method of instruction that shifts the focus from the teacher to the students. It focuses on building skills that enable lifelong learning and independent problem solving. In addition, student-centered learning integrates the construction of knowledge that is relevant to the individual while also promoting active engagement and motivates learning through the use of meaningful, authentic tasks. Another strategy to consider is linking instruction to real-world problems or projects. Providing students with realistic context leads students to explore, discover, and construct a new understanding of the world around them and enhances their problem-solving skills. The use of collaborative learning is an additional strategy that one can consider when integrating technology into their classrooms and lessons. Learning how to collaborate with others is a necessary life skill that benefits students well into their adult years. Students can work together to solve a problem or work individually, then share their findings with another and compare outcomes. Providing students with opportunities to collaborate with one another in meaningful learning activities that require the use of reasoning, decision-making, and evaluating allows students to synthesize what they know with the knowledge that they gained from their peers. Some activities that can enhance the integration of technology into the classroom include web quests, which are virtual scavenger hunts, games, computer coding web activities, robotics, and interactive smartboard activities. Engineering education is just beginning to emerge and be recognized as an important discipline in today's K-12 educational environment. In the last 15 years, a number of engineering-focused curricula have been designed and implemented across the nation in both the elementary and secondary settings. Engineering is often incorporated into the other STEM disciplines, being most predominantly seen integrated into science curriculums. One resource to consider is the program Project Lead the Way. Project Lead the Way is a nonprofit organization that provides transformative learning experiences for teachers and pre-K through 12 students in the fields of engineering, technology, computer science, and biomedical sciences. They seek to provide students with skills that help them to solve problems, think critically, communicate, and collaborate. The Project Lead the Way engineering program offers lessons and activities in engineering design, aerospace, civil engineering and architecture, computer manufacturing, and environmental sustainability. In addition, Project Lead the Way offers professional development opportunities to help support the educators that will be using these lessons and activities, ensuring that both the teachers and students are getting the most out of the experiences provided. Another wonderful resource available to educators is Link Engineering. Link Engineering is sponsored by the National Academy of Engineering and is an online community of educators who are interested in providing meaningful engineering experiences to pre-K through 12 students of all abilities. Link Engineering supplies educators with a number of activities, videos, ideas, and models for how to integrate engineering into the existing curriculum, as well as opportunities for collaboration with other educators. In addition, they issue a newsletter twice monthly with updated information, ideas, and projects to consider. Instructional strategies to consider when providing instruction on engineering concepts and design include project-oriented problem-based learning, think aloud, paired problem solving, inquiry-based instruction, and collaborative learning. Project-oriented problem-based learning teaches students how to solve real-world problems based on authentic, real-life experiences through projects. Project-oriented problem-based learning seeks to motivate and increase student commitment, focuses on finding a solution, is hands-on, and project-based with a specific outcome in mind. It also promotes teamwork. Think aloud, paired problem solving is an instructional method where teachers pair students. One partner is tasked with working through a problem, and the other partner questions the problem solver in an attempt to get the student to clarify their thinking. Requiring the problem solver to justify their decision for why they tried a particular solution makes them more accountable and less likely to make random nonsense guesses at a solution. Some activities to consider when providing instruction in engineering include web-based games, such as Cargo Bridge, hands-on learning, and virtual labs. In the game Cargo Bridge, students must create a bridge taking into account cost, materials, and construction, and then test the bridge by having a person walk across the bridge pushing heavy boxes. Another activity available is the use of a website called Virtual Labs. Virtual Labs has remote lab activities in the areas of electrical, mechanical, chemical, biomedical, and civil engineering, and caters to students at the undergraduate and postgraduate level. Education in mathematics most commonly addresses the topics of basic arithmetic, geometry, algebra, calculus, and trigonometry. Mathematics is an area of study that has been a part of K-12 education for well over a century. Over the years, instructional methods have varied. Most states require that students show proficiency in mathematics through standardized testing, and graduation requirements typically include a minimum of 2 years of mathematics-based courses during secondary education. Due to the fact that math is a core academic subject introduced at a very early age, there are many resources and guidelines available to educators, no matter what grade they teach. One very common resource available for mathematics guidelines is the Common Core State Standards. The Common Core State Standards are a set of standards that build on high-quality standards from states across the country and internationally. They are a clear set of math skills and concepts that encourage students to solve real-world problems, and were developed based on what is known about how knowledge, skill, and understanding develop over time. The standards are broken up into grade-level expectations and define what students should know and be able to do by the end of each grade. An additional resource available to math educators is the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics. The council was founded in 1920 and advocates for high-quality mathematics teaching and learning for every student. It provides teachers with guidance and resources for the implementation of research-informed instruction and raises awareness of the issues concerning high-quality mathematics education. Instructional strategies to consider when teaching mathematics include the use of manipulatives, applying problems to daily life situations, using drawings to visualize and solve word problems, and encouraging students to use the think aloud technique. The use of manipulatives allows students to make connections between what is concrete and abstract. In addition, manipulatives make learning math enjoyable for many students and allows them to use their creativity in solving problems. When teachers can apply math problems to daily life situations, this makes the goal of generalization more attainable. When students can relate to real-world scenarios, they are more apt to understand the reasons for the use of the mathematics involved in solving the problem. For example, the use of restaurant menus to solve cost problems allows students to explore decimals and money in a way that they can relate to. Another strategy to consider is to encourage students to use drawings to solve word problems. This allows students to process auditory information in a way that is concrete by creating a visual representation of the problem, and often can reduce frustration for students with learning disabilities. Finally, the Think Aloud technique is an instructional strategy that allows students to verbalize their thought processes and steps in solving mathematical problems and equations. In doing so, students often recognize where they may have made an error and will self-correct their mistakes. In addition, if students make a mistake but do not realize, this gives their peers a chance to identify the mistake and help their classmate through the steps to attaining the correct answer. There are many activities that can be used to support the teaching and learning of mathematics in the classroom and at home. Some of these activities include the use of math-based websites such as ST Math, Extra Math, and Khan Academy. ST Math is a visual math program where progress is made individually at the pace of each student and at the grade level appropriate based on acquired skills. A penguin named Gigi guides the students through a series of puzzles, teaching them math skills along the way. Extra Math is a website that is excellent for increasing fluency and automaticity of basic math facts. It begins with simple addition and works through division. Students work at their own pace, and the program automatically selects which problems for the student to practice based on the results from the day before. A non-web-based activity that students can do is to create, write, and share original word problems. Students get the opportunity to be creative, and teachers can use this as a review before a test or as a competitive game where students categorize the created word problems by difficulty and creativity. This is also a way to reinforce students' reading and writing skills.